We're going to talk about bands that started as other bands for other people and whatnot and other things. But before we get started, don't forget to click subscribe, watch our videos, and in particular, watch that video. We're giving away a free Lunar Ice PRS guitar right now.
You could be the winner.
All you have to do is subscribe to our channel, watch that video, make a fun comment, or
answer the secret question. There is a question you must answer on that video.
Answer the secret question.
Don't forget. It's very important.
It's like a ring decoder in your Cracker Jack box.
Very important.
God, that's a funny thing. Those were a thing.
It was.
So, give me a band that's like, that's sort of famous that didn't really start its way that way. Like it started as somebody else's backup band.
What about the Eagles?
That doesn't make any sense to me. The Eagles were always the Eagles.
The Eagles were always the Eagles. They're what they weren't.
No.
They weren't.
No.
They, or at least two of the probably most important Eagles, were Linda Ronstadt's backup band.
That just blew my nose.
And you know, Glenn Frey was almost a silver bullet.
God,
Bob Seger.
He dodged a bullet on that one. Hey!
Silver bullet man, yeah, go. Yeah, no, but so
That's really funny.
Linda Ronstadt's little backup musicians, and then she released them to fly out of the little nest and become the Eagles they are now.
I did not know that.
Isn't that cool?
Now, the one I always knew is just because I love the documentary and like The Last Waltz and everything. The band is Bob Dylan's backup band.
Yeah, man.
And if you haven't listened to the band, go watch The Last Waltz. It will take you 2 weeks to watch it.
Yeah,
but it's awesome.
But it's amazing. I love the band.
I know. I think I do too. Like when your band plays, like that stuff from that, and your bass player sings.
When he does like Cripple Creek and all that stuff.
It just.
We do it. Feel it. Yeah. God.
I don't know why those songs. They're like
They're so good.
I was gonna say they're a modern day Lumineers.
Yeah, that made me snort. That was so funny.
No.
Yeah. No, yeah, they are exactly what they are.
No, but there's something. I love the Lumineers.
Yeah, Lumineers.
I just love every record they come out with. I'm like, oh, this is their best record. It's not. Right. It had like the new Brightside record that's not out yet. I'm like, the 2 songs that are out are amazing. They're like normal people. They have like lives and children and they live and they're not like, trying to be like TikTok superstars and. It's just, they almost feel like a band like the
refreshing.
band.
Yeah.
Except for they're not stealing from grocery stores like the band.
Well, I mean, whatever.
Which I thought was great.
Everyone's got their thing.
Part of the documentary. It's wonderful. Like, yeah, it's part of being on the road. It's like road gig.
Piece of bologna here or there, no big deal.
It's just kind of extra, just things you do. And that's something else. I was telling Zach Person and his band, Zach and Jake, who are on tour right now, and they're playing up in Virginia. And they'll be back here in our town next week, but then they're from Austin. But we were all laughing as I was telling him stories about like enemas on our tour days, and he's like, "Man, that's funny." He's like, "That happened on some of ours." And like, I don't know what is it about like tours and enema. I'm like, well, it's because you're eating filthy food, and like you're in a bus, in your digestive system. I guess that's it, or just musicians are disgusting.
Something about traveling makes your it's just weird anyway, especially if you fly, but even driving. But yeah, something about gas station
hamburgers and stuff.
Here's the horrible thing about that for me is that I crave that sometimes. I'm just like, oh man, what would be good right now? Oh yeah, some of those taquitos from the gas. God, that would be amazing.
Well, that's when I meet people, and I've had some of my most wonderful students or young people I met. Like, I just hated touring. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Why?
You get to be a grown man playing make believe. With no responsibility except for rocking hard.
Dude, we used to we'd stop at the big like sort of truck stops in the Midwest, the Come and Go. You remember the Come and Go?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I was like, how is this a real place, a real store? Oh my Lord. And yeah, we get the hats and the coffee cups and neck pillows and you're like those little rug things you wear.
It's adventures. Like I mean, even this is not our topic. I'm sorry, but even some of our touring.
That's okay.
I mean, we do. We like have a rule. It's like we can only have this type of food for the entire month. And they're like, what? So I remember one time it was just fish and chips. Like so I had fish and chips for every lunch and dinner. I was so messed up at the end of it. It was only like a week and a half run that one, but that was painful.
Fish and chips makes me think of mushy peas.
Yeah, that's gross.
You ever had the mushy peas in England? Grimsby, good old Grimsby in the UK.
Shut your face and give me another band. You were mentioning one earlier before we shot. That
Journey.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Who the flip was Journey playing for?
Santana.
No. I prove
Neil Sean and the keyboard player, who I'm so sorry if you watch this that I don't know your name, but They were in Santana's
The keyboard
band.
player from Journey does not watch this YouTube channel.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Nor does he care about us.
No,
even one smidge.
Your
not
wife
even a
barely
smidge.
cares about you or me.
No smidges. No smidges are given from my wife. But yeah. So yeah, no, they were in Santana's band.
I didn't know that.
And then they had a little side project
called
that became Journey.
And I've heard in the grapevine that they might be bringing their singer back, like for a thing.
There you go.
I've
heard that as well.
That's a neat.
From you.
We were talking about this morning.
Okay.
That's what we do. We talk about music stuff when we're not talking about music stuff. Oh, you're here all day today too, aren't you?
I am.
Today's Wednesday, right?
Today's Wednesday.
I love Wednesdays. Are there any other ones that you can think of? Because those are the big ones that we thought of. There's a lot more we're leaving out on purpose.
I mean, there's a ton, like, like Government Mule's sort of that way, right?
Yeah, I guess
kind
so.
of.
I almost think of them as their own thing too.
Right. But they sort of started as like a little side project, and I don't know.
I mean, could you look at Tedeschi Trucks as like a? I mean, because it was like, cause I don't know. I still look at like Trucks as like he's counting part of the Allman Brothers to me. But then
that was more like
if
Microsoft and Apple merged, it was like a merger, like the ultimate merger.
The best is when you watch like Mark Zuckerberg do his Facebook videos. He did one recently, like you just mentioned the text there, where he was talking about like, if I were human, I am human. I would like to do this. Sometimes maybe
I'm totally human, guys.
And then I was watching the Steve Jobs thing from like the 80s, I think, when he was getting questions like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. And Steve Jobs' answer was so good. He's so different than like Zuckerberg or these other guys. He was like, you're right. Sometimes I don't, but at least we try, and we try to figure it out, and we make mistakes. But we'll admit it, and we'll move on. We're gonna keep, like, it was kind of a PR BS answer, but it was awesome. He was wearing like jeans with patches all over.
Gotcha.
No, Steve, you couldn't mess with Steve Jobs. Like, that's a great movie too. Not the Ashton Kutcher one or whatever, however you say his name. That one's horrible. But the real one is, I think it's just called Jobs.
I just wish Mark Zuckerberg would like troll them, like when he would say something like that. And be like, I'm totally human, but then he would edit the video to have the weird like reptilian eyes for a second, like on purpose. Because that would be amazing.
That would. It's like
he's a real. Oh my god!
Like he's like the lizard people from V.
Yeah. I'd be so happy
to serve man. Twilight Zone episode. From the long times ago. No, I mean, I think that's a whole side note, but I love it. No, there's lots of bands out there that's sort of like morphed out of other projects.
It grew from other things.
That we think is fascinating. Like I do want to hear, like, this is one, and like it's gotten to where we can't answer a lot of comments now just because we're too busy at the moment, but we're catching up. I'm slow, so like
we're doing it.
I'm a month behind. I apologize.
Oh yeah. There's a huge one I feel like we're omitting. Maybe the most famous.
Are you going to say it?
Should we say it?
I think we should say it. Just say it.
Are you thinking the same one?
I'm definitely not thinking the same one, but you go ahead.
Led Zeppelin.
Wait a minute. Explain this.
Well, they sorta
don't say the Birds.
Morphed out of the Yardbirds.
Yeah, the Yardbirds. Did they really? It's just Jimmy Page, though, right?
Well, I mean, sort of. I'm just saying. You read the history and they're like, oh, it sort of morphed, and then they're like, oh, it'll go over like Led Zeppelin, blah 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 blah.
I might call an audible on that one. I'm not sure. I'm gonna see what. Let me know what you guys think. If that's that, I mean, it
is, but I mean, you just read all this stuff. Oh, the Yardbirds kind of blah blah. They kind of morph into whatever.
That's close. The Yardbirds are one of those sort of like bands that most young people have not listened to ever, and they're really good. You should check them out.
Probably enjoy it.
They're kind of like a modern day Lumineers.
Starts with the Lumineers to the band, and then it like goes back around to the Yardbirds somehow.
The Lumineers.
Yeah, it's very strange. So it's time travel's evolved.
No, the Yardbirds. The Yardbirds. No, I got their modern day. Spoon. A little bit.
Okay.
No, Spoon the Yardbirds. For some reason, like when I listen to Spoon, which I've been listening to Spoon, like Hot Thoughts, that song is just in my head all the time. I think it's so good. And we saw them live 2 years ago at Vegas. We went to go see Zach Person play in front of all his Amazon people, which are also not all people. It's scary. But no, Spoon and the Yardbirds, I'm going to put in the same camp.
I'm okay with that.
They were awesome. And their tone was
insane.
His voice, guitar, great. Everything about it is great. Sorry, I'm done. I think that's all we got. Honestly.
That's probably all we got.
Take it home.
That's it.
Take it home.
That's it. Let us know in the comments if we're wrong about any of this, or bands that you guys are aware of that sort of, you know, the members came out of another project or something fun. We don't care. Just make it interesting. Hit like and subscribe if you have not already. Click that bell so you don't miss videos in the future. Don't forget to go like the video and win this beautiful PRS lunar ice behind us.
Once we hit that magical sub count, it goes away.
Right. Got a little hill to climb to get there.
Not too much.
It'll be quick if you guys share it. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.